Well, good morning, everybody. Game time, Brian, otherwise known as the mailman. Um, Broadcasting from my mama's basement this morning, aka the man cave, aka not work. So, really enjoy being off, not working. I'm overworked, like a lot of us are. But it's been a rough week for the Cowboys fans. All kidding aside, and we'll get to a lot of what I want to talk about. I don't know that I'll get to all of it. I got a lot to do. Frustrating week, but first and foremost, I just want to say it's more shock. It is shock. I waited a couple days to do this. I paid my respects to everybody who posted it. But if anybody saw Emmitt Smith's reaction to the passing of Larry Allen, let's not fool ourselves. You see how gray Emmitt is? I think Emmitt may be a year or two older than me. I believe. I don't know. Yeah, I would say he is, because if he came out in 90, right? Is that when Emmitt was drafted, in 90? Or his first season was the year after Troy? I didn't do research on that. And some people go gray. I mean, I got a little bit of gray here, but I don't have a lot of gray. I mean, it's not like I have gray hair. I have a lot of gray hairs, but, when you see me without my hat on, I don't look like everybody, some people tell me I should shave this because it'll knock 10 years off, but I already got my logo, man. I got to have the little peach fuzz, but it's not that bad, is it? But anyway, you see Emmitt, then you realize how long it's been since the Cowboys have won anything. Emmitt was on the team the last time. Now, when I say win anything, I'm not here for the trolls, people. Right now, today, this week, it's not the time to troll. There's plenty of time for that. At the end of the day, it's about winning Super Bowls. And we could get all caught up in our feelings, and you could have your opinion, especially where I live. And people want to run their mouth about a particular quarterback. Keep running your mouth, because he busts y'all ass. But I'm not here for that. I want to win a Super Bowl. But the legends, the greats, now, I don't know. I may get copyrighted for this. I don't know. I don't care. I hope not. This is a tribute to Larry Allen, along with getting into just a myriad of issues that we got going on. Nothing. I mean, I want everybody to understand that when we start out this, you're talking about the Cowboys, it is by far doom and gloom. When I talk, it's because it's frustration coming out. I want to have everybody on the same page, everybody paddling in the same direction. And when you got this guy looking for a contract, and this guy in the last year of a deal, and this guy, Micah, and we'll get into Micah. I love Micah, but I've been also a critic of Micah, and I'm going to call him on the carpet, just like I'll call anybody on this team on the carpet, like I do Dak. All you Dak lovers get mad at me when I say anything negative. All you Dak haters get mad at me when I say anything positive. You do you. I'm going to do me. I'm going to call it how I see it. That's probably why I don't play nicey nice with let's say, characters on some shows that I watch on YouTube. Been there, done that. So you guys want to shit on everybody? Go ahead. Big Sills, irrelevant for 30 years? My ass. We're relevant as shit, or nobody would be talking about it. You want to talk about only 2 playoff wins? Fine. Relevancy? There's a reason why we're on 6 times a year in prime time. All right, Big Sills. All right, big guy? There's a reason. We're number 1 in the hearts and minds, whether you hate us or love us. What we need to do is to win, to shut the holes of guys like you, guys like Philly 500, guys like Drew, I love you, Drew. Guys like Drew. Guys like everybody who want to do nothing but criticize everything. Now, are they going to do it? I don't know. But it's been a rough week for me dealing with the loss of Larry Allen, who is 3 months younger than me. Now, am I surprised that Larry Allen passed away? He's an ex-NFL football player. They listed him at 325. There is no way in God's green earth that he was 325. Maybe 340. Regardless, my man bench pressed 700 pounds. We've all seen the video. We've seen the video of him running down a New Orleans Saints linebacker, streaking down the sideline. You know who the biggest guy that would appreciate that? Because there was only one guy left to make the tackle, and that was his quarterback, Troy Aikman. Larry Allen ran his ass down. Larry Allen was arguably the best offensive lineman ever to lace them up at a Sonoma State. Okay? I put Larry Allen, okay? When I think of Larry Allen on the offensive side of the ball, I think of Reggie White on the defensive side of the ball. Them two guys, Reggie was a little bit earlier. They did play against each other a little bit, but Reggie was a few years earlier. But that's what I think of. Passed away way too young. Reggie White was a better man than he was a Hall of Fame football player. Larry Allen, for all intents and purposes, everything I'm hearing was the same way. Larry Allen, I'm sorry, man. Mrs. Allen and the family. It's a rough one. When I watched that Emmitt Smith video on Mark Holmes' channel, I ain't gonna lie, it brought a tear. I'm thinking about it now. I'm getting misty-eyed. People, listen, this is football, people. I sat there and listened to Dan Cilio and Angelo Cataldi yesterday, and I think my Cowboy fans may be right. Some of them say I'm way too generous when it comes to talking about the Eagles. I got news for you. There is a time bomb waiting to explode in Philly. But that's for another show. But if you don't believe me, check out Angelo Cataldi on the Dan Cilio show. You say whatever you want about Angelo. My man knows his Philadelphia sports. He's an icon in this area for years and years and years. He is on the pulse of everything. He has inside knowledge. You could sit there and believe what you want. You're going to root for your team, and you should. Just like I'm going to root for my team, the Cowboys. We're not going to let the last 29 years affect what's going on this year. But I want to take a minute before I get into the video just to watch this. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted, but at the end of the day, YouTube, we lost a legend. So oh, man, Larry. Yeah, I know my brother Chris is going to check him out in heaven. That was his boy. Fucking Emmett, baby. Man, not even close. Best ever, people, in my opinion, and I'm allowed to say it. See Warren sat out of the way like he was nothing. Fuck. That's football, people. You can't win without a Larry Allen on your football team. Jason Kelsey, you can't win without him. You need to replace that boy. Tipped his shoulder a bit. Derek Thomas. Rest in peace. There it is right here. Look at this play. Fucking Larry's moving. Drink it in, people. Whew. That's tough to watch. It's awesome to watch, but at the same breath, it's tough to watch. Absolutely tough to watch. Larry Legend, and not Larry Bird. Larry will be a legend in the Cowboys lore forever. He has a bust in Canton. I was glad. I have the video of it. I believe I have a short of it. Man, you never know. You never know. You never know when it's going to be over. But moving on. Unfortunately, that's how life is. We have to move on. We got to move on to the topics of the day. I would imagine, since he's a Ring of Honor member, Hall of Famer, arguably the best offensive, he's the best offensive lineman in Cowboys history. Point blank, end of story. Not a debate. Go ahead. You bring it on. I'm sure they'll wear a patch for Larry. Larry Allen was the epitome of success, hard work. If anything could help us this year, a little good mojo, maybe Larry's spirit in helping Tyler Guyton. Maybe Larry's spirit, you know, his spirit in the locker room, helping Cooper Beebe. Maybe Larry's spirit helping Terrence Steele, a year removed from an ACL injury. We're counting on Terrence. Rest in peace, Larry Allen. Gone way too soon, but one of the greats. Tell Reggie we said hi. All right, let's regroup here. Micah Parsons, people. Let me change my camera. There's a reason why, real quick, there's a reason why Emmitt Smith jersey. I wore that at the vet in the pouring rain on a Monday Night Football when he ran for over 200 yards against the Eagles. This one here, this is a small, I was young as shit when I wore that. Remember, this was the same year we went to Dallas. Aikman, that shit don't fit me now. I think that's I could probably, it's a 40, people, a 40. I'm not a 40 anymore. That's how long I've been a fan. And then we have the legend at the end. My man, Tony D. He was, when I was a kid, that was my first. I've always been drawn to, to running backs for whatever reason. Whether it be Marcus Allen, his upright running style, Bo Jackson for a short period of time. I don't know. I've always been into the running back. And shout out to Christian McCaffrey for getting his money. He's, again, he's the best running back in the NFL when healthy. But all right, let's regroup, Brian. Let's regroup. Micah Parsons said a lot of things. I'll comment as I go. I know a lot of people say, please don't comment while we're listening. Well, listen, that's what I do. That's what I'm going to, continue to do. All right. So let's hear what he's got to say. And maybe I'll fast forward at times. He's not happy with his contract. This organization is a joke when it comes to running it as far as contracts. They do everything ass backwards. And just before we get started, I just can't wait till Mike Zimmer rips into Micah and see how he acts. Because Micah thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread, but he also knows he's undersized. So he's saving his body. But let's listen.
We did one in Shanghai, China, and we had a big one in Tokyo. And that's what Flex works. We're just trying to spread the brand of football. And then there's a lot of kids who are, parents are in the Army. So it's good for them to, see us, and, their experience is great because, obviously, football is not so big down there. So, I think it's always an amazing opportunity to do that.
Sumo wrestling's big.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
Nah, sumo's legit. So at first, I was like,
he's
I'm
enjoying life, people.
I'm going to hop in there. And so they have tiers. And the tier that I had was, you could put it, as if he was, the kid was 17 at the tier, so he's a high schooler, really. And there's, tiers, so there's black belts and the white belts. And I could show you a video of the white belts. And they're...
You haven't been here
I don't care about sumo
as frequently as others. What was the thought process behind that?
I mean, I think that's always been kind of my style. I think I really haven't been here since my rookie season, so I don't think it's anything new.
Talking about OTA'S not showing up.
My own way of doing things, and defense is defense. I'm pretty much caught up on everything. I went over it. Paul was meeting up with me, the run game coordinator, so I really wasn't missing anything. So I feel like I was just getting better, getting stronger, getting faster. Just doing my things and what Micah does in the off season. Wrestle sumos, so I just have fun.
But a lot of people are obviously, there's talking points about the fact that you do have a new defensive coordinator here, and the value of just in terms of leadership too, getting around the young guys. What's your pushback on that?
Yeah, I think the more years you have in, the more you understand that there's also the business side to it. And
in Dallas, it seems like the business outweighs anything.
I came with that's not even here anymore, and I think that's what camp is for. I mean, there was a time where Aaron Donald didn't even go to camp and he won Defensive Player of the Year and he realized his team in the playoffs. Are we forgetting these times? He wasn't. You're talking about the best defensive player wasn't even in camp, and we're in mini camp. Right, voluntary at that. So, camp would say something that's mandatory. So, I'm just looking at a time for my body to heal. I'm an undersized rusher who gets banged up every year. So, I'm just letting my body heal. I'm just trying to grow, strengthen.
Well, maybe we could use you in other positions other than edge rusher.
You're talking about chemistry. There was some issues with chemistry. And then you not being here as frequent, some would say, well, aren't you contradicting yourself when you talk about chemistry within this team?
Well, I would say, you ever watch Remember the Titans? We're going to be in Oxford for a very, very long time. There's going to be a lot of chemistry in that building. And I think that's really the time where you see everything. It's hard to really teach someone without pads or true contact or hand points. It's just not realistic. We can't even touch each other. We're going to lose a draft pick or something like that. It's just... It's outrageous. It's not even really.
That's the players' union. That's what you guys voted on, or your predecessors, whoever.
So for my position where I'm at, it's a lot of individual, and I could be doing a lot of individual.
That's what's wrong with the NFL, in my opinion. Too much ticky-tack in the offseason. Injuries are part of football. Increase the roster size. Let him be more. He'll do more at these OTAs.
The business side of it too. Your body. This is all I have. This is all I have to offer the Cowboys. Before you sign a contract, you go through a physical. Before you do anything, before you even on a team, you gotta go through a physical. This is your this is your engine. This is where all my equity lies. I have no equity outside of this to offer them. I don't think one person just uses the team trainers and things like that. Seeing his mindset, how he comes every day. If not, if you ever want to argue a top three, but in my eyes, seeing his mindset, how he comes every day, I think he deserves every.
Business side with CD handling his business, you had him on your podcast when you guys talk about it. Just how do you kind of
Podcaster.
Oh, I mean, CD about to hit the brink truck. He about to get his, you know. But I can't think of someone more deserving. You talking about hand in hand? I think CD's, you know, the best receiver in the league. If not, if you ever want to argue a top 3, but in my eyes, seeing his mindset, how he comes every day, I think he deserves every penny. So I'm gonna be super excited for him for whatever his contract lays out. But it's gonna be a nice contract for sure.
And
If you were his agent, what would you pay him? More or less than Justin Jefferson?
Oh, I mean, if I'm his agent, CD's getting about 36. But I'm not his agent. I don't think, you know, numbers aside, I don't know, obviously, what goes on, what's the combative arguments
36.
on who
You,
who
on
or
paper,
whatever
36.
it
You
is
ain't getting
that may be,
36,
but,
36.
I mean, if Jefferson
Come on,
said
man.
it,
If he
I
gets
think,
36, that's
you can
going to
argue
take some of
CD's
your
better,
pie.
however you wanna
That's a
put it,
piece of
but,
the pie.
CD should be right there with
There's
him.
already so much
Is
pie.
Is the big truck coming for you?
I mean, one day, time will tell. You know, I can't really put a timetable on mine. All I got to do is keep getting sacks, and, you know, that stuff's going to handle itself.
as players, do you guys kind of respect when a player is holding out to handle his business in the way that he is?
Yeah,
I-
you understand
I-
that
I
business
told you
aspect.
about CD.
You know, why would CD come over here and pull a hamstring or, you know, God forbid
Well, the
anything
hamstring-
stupid happens and that
A
ruins
hamstring's
his
not going to.
equity in his
I
body.
mean,
That's
Dallas
his engine,
gave
you know, but CD's out getting better. You know, I got CD on everything. I know how hard he's training.
Gallup a
He's
contract
super
after an
excited for this
ACL.
year.
Maybe
Just
they
let the
shouldn't
numbers
have.
handle numbers and he'll be
Or
back.
Terrence Steele, they gave a contract too.
McCarthy this offseason, having been here a little bit, how do you feel like your communication with him has been?
Oh, me and Coach McCarthy are super well. We met for an hour or so just the other week. I think people don't understand how much more I think McCarthy's invested into me on becoming a leader and what he thinks I value.
Yeah,
the team
McCarthy
and we're
leaning
headed.
on you heavy for
So
his
I think
job.
me and McCarthy is really good, and I actually value our conversations and our relationship growing more as he's been here, and I think that's very powerful to me because, you know, obviously I think he's kind of took on the challenge of when Dan left to kind of be that voice for me, and I really appreciate that.
Does it disappoint you at all that the team hasn't done more this offseason? You know, you mentioned on your podcast after the season ended about being all in and making all these big moves. Does that disappoint you at all?
It doesn't disappoint me. If you kind of figure out how the money goes and how the contract goes, you kind of understand that business side. I think CD takes up the value of 2 or 3 players. You know, you're talking about $30+ million a year. That's, you know, 2 or 3 guys. So, you know, if you do that, how can you afford to pay CD Lamb? You know, and you know that goes on for other guys potentially. So, I think the mindset I have is we have 7 All-Pros, or, you know, however the count may be. It might be more, it might be less, or we got at least 3 guys that I know can be All-Pro. I think Ferguson can be an All-Pro guy. You know, I think a lot of guys are going to have breakout years. So,
All right, I'm
you
going to
know,
leave it
I
right
think
there,
that put-
people. Here's the deal. When he says I'd pay him 36, again, when you get into the numbers of what Justin Jefferson's got, like Mark Holmes dug into the numbers, you see exactly what the breakdown is. They added new money. It looks a lot. Only in year 3 is where he's getting into the 30s, where I think it's 38. So, again, there's a lot they could do. Micah, I got news for you, bro. You're not as good as Myles Garrett, so your numbers coming in well below Myles Garrett. You're not as good as the Pittsburgh defensive end, the brother of the since retired Houston Texan. Who the hell am I thinking of? T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt. You're not as good as T.J. Watt in numbers and production. Underneath him, again, know your value. Your value isn't off the field podcasting or visiting other countries or being a brand ambassador. I got news for you, Micah. Dallas is going to be billionaires whether you're on the squad or you're playing for the Raiders or the Eagles or whoever. So just know that, as Jerry Jones likes to say, there's only one pie. You got to make sure your piece of the pie isn't that big. I know it's a horrible Jerry, I know. It's a horrible Jerry Jones.
I don't have the patience to jack with you today.
Okay, Jerry, relax.
Settle down just a little bit.
Hey, Jerry, you need to get yourself in glory hole or something, dude, because it's getting old.
There it was. Glory hole.
All right, well, hey, There it was. But anyway, people, I don't want to have this video to be that long. I'm gonna be getting some more content up today. Basically, in summation of the video, rest in peace, Larry Allen. And Micah Parsons, bro, you need to get with Mike Zimmer. You need to get with Mike. Get on the same page with Mike. Mike's defense, he's going to be using you all over the place. So you better be in tippy-top shape. I actually don't want him to play exclusive defensive end. I think that's not good for the Cowboys' future success. And with the emergence of Marshawn Nealand and Sam Williams, who's an athletic phenom, let me tell you, Sam Williams is an athletic phenom for his size and speed. If he could put it together, given the opportunity this year, I think you're going to see Micah all over the place, which is where he should be. He's not a Danielle Hunter. He's not 6'6". So I think the most important person on this Dallas Cowboys team is not a player. It's Mike Zimmer. So Zim, there he is. There's your piece. And Dallas needs to start. If Dallas was smart, they would try and get a CD and Micah done this offseason. I don't think Mike is going to get done because of the leverage involved. They've already picked up his fifth-year option for next year. So it'll be interesting. So that will definitely be interesting. So we'll see. Dak, who the hell knows? Who knows what's going on with that? I really think they're waiting to see what I think if Dak gets done, it's going to be I don't think it's getting done, people. I don't think Dak's getting done right away. I think CD's first, and then maybe Dak. Maybe Dak. Maybe they'll let, I don't know what they're going to learn from Trey Lance against a couple preseason teams. So, but anyway, that's it for me. I do have my live stream tonight at 8 p.m. So make sure you check out Wednesday Hump Day live stream tonight at 8 p.m. I don't know that I'll do a live stream or a lunchtime chat, but I'm going to try and get more videos out. We shall see. All right. All right, everybody. I will talk to everybody later. Peace.